Welcome back everyone to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. My name is DFree, and in this video we're going to go ahead and finally use my STR cell over on this category. Now STR cell is a unit that of course I've had for a very long time, and I had invested some orbs into for a while, and then I found out that, you know, he probably wasn't as good as I wanted him to be in a lot of different scenarios at the time. Like I'm talking about when he came out and things like that. Then he got good again, and then I kind of stopped using him, and then somewhere in there Tech Cell got his Extreme Z Awaken, and here we are now. So we can finally use this guy on the team. So I want to go ahead and approximate how good he will be. I talked about this in like my first video when I was using Tech Cell. I was like, you know, before I even showed off the LR Androids, like, you know, I'm going to come back and try it with STR. So here we are. But the thing about STR is I think that he's probably a little bit more consistent than Tech Cell, but I think that Tech Cell has a way higher ceiling as far as like output potential, of course, because being Extreme Z Awakened, getting SA level 15, getting the buff that he did in his passive when he Extreme Z Awakens up to, I believe, 15% per orb, and just all these other little intangibles that the unit now does, whereas the STR cell plays entirely differently. So how he breaks down is this. So 10 key super, he launches a solar Kamehameha, I believe it is. Otherwise, it's super, but I'm pretty sure it's solar. Correct me if I'm mistaken. Either way, launches a Kamehameha with 10 key. 11 key, he explodes, which is an AoE attack. He hits all enemies, which is very, very good in and of itself. You know, that Broly type, you know, mechanic. So, anyways, we move on from there. The 12 key super is the Kamehameha again, exactly the same as the 10. Only difference is that that one will be just a little bit stronger due to you actually getting more key for the multiplier. But that being said, that's how this unit breaks down. And then the super attack is where he gets his, you know, his meat and potatoes, because I'm hungry. Anyways, that's where he gets like his oomph, you know, because what happens is as he launches the super attacks, he gets an attack and he launches a super attack, he gets an attack and defensive boost. So there's no great boost, it's nothing like that. It's just the same natural generic Kaioken one. You know, well, not Kaioken because I believe he gets a great boost, but like I think Tech Vegito Blue gets a natural boost, and there's a few other ones in there that slowly but surely increase, right? So otherwise, passive is as generic as it gets. Do I even need to tell you what it says? He gets 100% at the start of the turn. So yeah, like I said, I had invested and then just never went back. Now, I would have actually 100%ed him for this showcase, but I literally have one medium red orb for 21. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on finally. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to do this. So we are going to take on this Gohan event. So another thing I want to point out is when it comes to showcasing Cell, of course, there are several ways to do it, and one of the things that, you know, I thought about doing, but I ultimately deemed probably not as realistic is, wow, that level 3 dodge sure does kick in, doesn't it? One of the things I deemed as, you know, not as realistic was trying to show him off in a scenario where he gets limitless attack, you know, because what happens is he's one of those units that can just keep on super attacking those bosses. Like, you know, you take on the Rose event or whatever. There are a couple of events like that, I believe, where you can just, Broly's event too, like where you just attack Broly endlessly on the second stage or whatever when Paragus is there with him, but he'll never die, pretty much. You know, I didn't want to do that because obviously with that, his attack stat can just keep going up and up and up and up and up, and it would just never stop. But that's not really what I wanted to do for this, so if you're looking for that, I'm sorry. I very rarely do that, though, just because it's not really my setup style. So this is an interesting setup. So the funny thing is, until we get some sort of LR cell, by the way, him supering early used to save my butt back in the early days of this game. Like, that was so clutch. This cell was one of my favorite units for a long time. Anyways, this is an interesting setup because this cell here, the GT1, literally only shares shocking speed, I believe, with the STR cell. So otherwise, nothing is really happening. The reason why his attack shot up is because it triggered the super. But, you know, that's the interesting thing about it. But this cell here pretty much shares all the links with this guy. So I'm going to try to, you know, manage that. Now, this, of course, is the AGL cell. Do I have him at SA10? I didn't think so, because, like, I didn't really care. So he's actually dependent on the orbs you get him. So just for the sake of doing it, we'll give him some orbs. And we'll do that, and then we'll give you this. So that last cell, by the way, the GT1, is a free-to-play cell. He's just an extreme support unit. He offers key and attack. That's it. And defense, I believe, but still. He's just a support unit. All right, STR Cell's first attack is at 1.2 million. That's pretty awesome. 533, no additional attack. That death beam and the special beam cannon. I feel it. Oh, sealed him too. Yeah, that cell's really good because he seals. I should have mentioned that. It's pretty weird. Like if you're a global player watching this, that Cell comes out in tandem with a Frieza that's summonable and physical, and then there's a free-to-play GT Frieza that's int type that comes out in tandem, and they all come out at the same time, but they're meant to be used with the opposite. So there's the free-to-play summonable Frieza. No, the free-to-play Cell. There we go. That is that's physical here, and that use that with the Frieza. And then for the other guy, it's the other way around. So summonable Cell, free-to-play Frieza. Let me go ahead and put her there because I want her off rotation. And we'll do this. That. And this. So yeah, like I was saying though, the cool thing about that, I got the music too loud. It's like impeding my ability to think here right now. The cool thing about that is like the summonable version of those cards gets an extra boost. So the Frieza gets a boost when the enemy is sealed. He gets to do, like, I believe, an extra 100% damage. And the Gogeta effect kicks in of being super effective against all types. Cell does the same thing when the opponent is stunned, the summonable one. So the free-to-play Frieza, as you would, guess, is able to stun the opponent. So pretty awesome. Okay, 163. Didn't do a whole lot. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so we have Cell again. Now this time I'm able to trigger basically all of his links here. So I'm able to give him that extra defense by, being linked with 17 in the front, but I'm also able to trigger the Fierce Battle link because that's one thing I did not have active previously. So Cell's attack and defense are pretty modest, and I want to say that, like, of course there's a lot of defensive support and, stuff like that, but still 76,000 defense, not even being 100%ed, and not getting his own natural defensive boost that's interesting, man. So I'm going to actually go ahead and do this just because I want to keep the cells together, in fact. And I'm going to give you those. And because I have a lot more opportunity for Fierce Battle on the last spot than I do for this Cell. The Cell will be here once every few turns. I can get Fierce Battle every turn if I want to, technically. I just hope I don't get super attacked too badly. Okay, cool. Yeah, his defense is high. This is going to do like 100k, though. Oh, 81k, excuse me. That's actually a very respectable attack stat for an SA1 unit. That's really not bad. So now we're at 1.5. All right. So no crit yet, but so this is going to be one of those where you might have to gauge it based off of the raw number that you see on his attack stat. Like if he starts creeping towards 2 million attack and beyond, if I can get him there, I'm going to try to. If I can get him there, then you'll know that he can ultimately be, on par with some of the newer units just in general. And the cool thing about that is that, I've said it so many times, they've slowed down this game's power creep tremendously since Anniversary to the point where a lot of the units that come out now are either 100 to like 130% boost. Like this Gohan we're fighting, when he came out, he actually still is, but when he comes out, he's only just 100% boost. Of course, he has defense and stuff that make him better than Cell, I would say, but still. Cell can kind of compete offensively with some of these new units, which is pretty interesting to me. So I will do this. I want to make sure that I don't like instantly win. There's no way to avoid it. There's too much key on this rotation. There's just way too much key. I'm gonna do that though because I do want to put the 17 back there for another Fierce Battle target, and then I'll make the Cell go there next time. The Cell that's in the middle. I'm gonna use this because I do want big bad bosses. I really want big bad bosses to be active. So I don't want to heal too much and avoid it because I have too many tanks on this setup. And I have a Cell who is literally in a position where he doesn't even have to take a hit. And then I have 2 great takes around him, so that's great. That's perfect. And not to mention that 17's out here boosting my defense for everybody. 17, please do not do too much damage. You just saw how Super 17 decided he wanted to crit, so. Thank you. So that gives me at least one more shot with Cell here. So this time Cell does not have access to Fierce Battle though, by the way. We're going to do this. 21's good just as an off-rotation support, per normal. That's what she's here for. That's a lot of orbs for this guy if he wants them. If that was Tech Cell, he would love that. But this guy likes all the orbs too, so no problem. Yeah, this isn't going to do much. And the next time we have a 16 on, or 17 on rotation, excuse me, we'll check out the defensive number where he's at now. I totally looked away for a split second and missed the attack stat. That always happens. There's always this one split second that I look away and I get screwed. Okay. All right, double tempo now, OST. There we go. We're going to go right there. I do this every turn with this setup, which is like there's too much key. I mean, 17 is going to be at max power either way. It's been too long. I just hope I don't get crits. Super 17, you know you're one of my favorite units, right? So please don't crit for me. I like, don't ever say that unless I really need it. Very rarely. Don't crit! This man's attack is pretty freaking high now, 1.7. Mine's not even 100%. I need to get him 100%, like ASAP. Come on, oh my God. Stop, do not crit, please. Thank you. Well, to be fair, mine's like 90% or so it's not that hard. On AGL day, I'll be good to go, which is like tomorrow, so. So, I think I'm gonna do that. Can we not crit him? The good news is that Gohan's event gets, I believe, tankier the longer you take, so that's pretty good. That did absolutely nothing. We might even seal him here if he can be sealed. I believe he can be. Yep, he's sealed now. That's perfect. Okay, well, Cell now has access to everything again, so I have no fear of getting supered in the first slot because obvious reasons. So where's the defense at, though? 100K now. He's over 100K defense. And again, that's a unit that doesn't get natural defenses. Of course, that may be a little bit more indicative of how powerful 17 is as a support unit, but still, that's awesome to me. 260K, we're triggering Kamehameha and all that other little stuff, so that's good. Now gonna get super 9 damage, bro. 9. It's 9. 1.6 million attack. So, all right, so 1 million damage there. Okay, so that's why I wanted to, and 17's gonna finish it. That's why I wanted to do it on a stage like this. That was more realistic because you can see that this unit ultimately, in a longer event, could get in a situation where he gets to upwards of 2 million attack. So also you can see if I were to finish him off and give him those extra attack points that he would get from the potential system, and don't be surprised if, you know, if I do that and he's insanely good or insanely better, because the stat boost that you get from the potential system is it's insane. Like it's really, really valuable and it's powerful. So this unit is another one of those units I think that offensively on a team like this, he is just a smidge below where our current Dokkan Fests are, which is actually awesome. That's awesome because of the fact that, you know, of course, a lot of the Dokkan Fests are doing other things. I'm just talking about offense, but that's awesome because of the fact he's like 2 years old. So that's great. Anyways, have an awesome day. Thank you for being here. Subscribe if you're new for more content, and I'll catch you all in the next Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. Take it easy, guys.